Hey, the axe forgets, the tree remembers. This is an old African saying that's particularly apt in these days of victimhood. The way we're trapped, many of us, in being a victim, in circumstances where we remember the cause, the circumstances that gave rise to our pain, to our suffering. But the axe, the person, the circumstances that gave rise to our suffering, long gone, they've forgotten, or they've moved on to the next cause of pain. And yet we look to the axe for relief from our pain, from our suffering. We look to the axe to provide us with closure. And that's a big mistake. And it's a mistake because it avoids self-responsibility. It looks for our healing to somebody over whom we don't have control, or circumstances over which we have no control. And so we're looking for somebody else to provide our comfort, to provide our healing, to provide relief from the pain, to relief from our victimhood. And that can almost never happen. And in any event, it's not in our hands. And so we have to take responsibility for our healing. So yes, somebody or some circumstances is to blame for what we are a victim of, but they are not responsible for providing the relief from that pain, from that victimhood. We have to look within to our own way forward, to take responsibility for how we heal from what's bothering us, so that we take ourselves out of our victimhood and move on. And in the current circumstances, there are way too many of us wallowing in that, being victims. These are days of being professional victims, being professionally offended, where our identity is tied up in our victimhood, and that does no good for any of us, and certainly no good for the victim. So yes, you probably are a victim, and there's nothing wrong with that, but looking for relief from that pain and suffering has to come from you, not from the personal circumstances that caused the suffering in the first place.